Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Joanne Frederick, therapist, professor, author, beauty queen, and now your host. I believe every story has power and every voice deserves a spotlight. With over 29 years in counseling and my community initiative, We Rise, I'm passionate about educating, inspiring, and uplifting our communities. Whether we're talking mental wellness, culture, or world events, I'm here to guide you through conversations that matter. Welcome. Let's learn, grow, and rise together. Our very first guest today is the one and only Dr. Glover, Mrs. USA International Global. We're going to jump right in and welcome Dr. Glover. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, beautiful people. First and foremost, thank you so much, Dr. J, for even extending this amazing opportunity to me to come on here and share my heart and my passion and to be a guest on We Rise. I just love everything about what you are doing. And as she mentioned and stated, I am Dr. Tamara P. Glover, Mrs. USA International Global, and it is truly an honor and a privilege, but more so a blessing for me to serve in this capacity with the USA World Pageant Organizations. And so I am a social worker, licensed clinical professor, but most importantly, I am a proud wife, a mother of two brilliant boys, educator, clinician, and also I am just on a journey to help mothers rise because I truly believe that when mothers are healed, families thrive, communities rise, but you know what else? Generations are changed forever. And I'm also the CEO and founder of Yes Ma'am with Dr. Tam. Not to mention Dr. J, we talk about being having so many different things similar or in common.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
husband and I both own a private practice in the state of Arkansas, and it's called Fulfill Life Counseling, where we service individuals who have maybe been on a challenging journey, but most importantly, they see that they need to live a quality life, and we want to aid them in that. And so we on Fulfill Life Counseling, where we're servicing individuals in our community. And so I do all of the things, but most importantly, my goal is to be a servant. I think that the greatest amongst us is the servant. And so that is the goal. So thank you so much for having me on today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I love it. Love what you said. Can't wait to get to know more about you and to share with the world what you're doing. So, one of the things you mentioned, USA World Pageant. So, my first question for you is what inspired you to step into the USA World Pageant system? And how does that decision connect to your personal journey, your leadership values, and your cause that you represent?
You know, I stepped into the USA World Pageant Organization system because it truly aligns with my purpose and the seasoned leadership or all of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis. And so the cool thing is I don't have to change anything about what I do regularly because I am a servant. Again, I mentioned that the greatest amongst us is the servant. And so this system values women who lead with substance, service, and impact. And that resonated deeply with me. Most importantly, I didn't have to change who I was because I truly believe that it is important for you to know who you are and whose you are. And so, most importantly, my personal journey also allowed me to join this system. You know, I am a survivor or overcomer, as I would like to say, of postpartum depression. And so, with going through those challenges, postpartum depression, even as a licensed clinical social worker, it truly opened my eyes to how critical maternal mental health truly is and how many women are struggling in silence. And so for me, the USA World Pageant Organization, under the leadership of our amazing director, Miss Akila Douglas, and her fantastic team, you know, they make sure we as women, and this is something that I love, feel valued, seen, heard, but most importantly, we feel we have a place of belongingness. And so that really resonated with me. They give us this platform to educate, to lead with authenticity, and to show that healing and leadership can coexist. And so for those reasons, those are some of the main reasons why I joined this particular organization. And let me tell you, it has truly been the best decision that I could have ever made. I've been competing in pageantry since I was, oh goodness gracious, my first pageant, Dr. J, I was 6 years old. I
Wow,
was 6 years
amazing.
old. I was six
Oh,
years old, and I love my aunt. My aunt, she entered me into my pageant, and it was a church pageant, and so
oh,
that was really really awesome. But I can started really competing in my 20s, and so I had my
mm,
first. I won my first title when I was 1920 when I became
okay.
this UAPB and I was a university queen. And then I went
Okay.
on to compete and became a state queen and all of those things. And so this has been a long time coming, a very long time
Yes.
coming, and I'm just so excited about it.
Definitely, and well deserved, well deserved.
Yeah.
So you spoke about your journey in pageantry, and I know you're also going to talk about like the power of starting over, just like how to reset mentally, personally, and spiritually. So I'm going to take all of that and put this in this question. Your
Uh-huh.
message. What message do you hope your pageant journey sends to others, especially women, who may be questioning their confidence, their purpose, they're questioning their own ability to lead? How does that message align with encouraging others to get involved with particularly USA World Pageants?
Truthfully, my message is real simple. I tell women all the time, you are not broken, you are becoming. And I say that because so many individuals are faced with different trials, tribulations, and just obstacles. And sometimes life just be what? It be life. And we know that as
Yes,
mental health
yes.
clinicians. But I want women, especially mothers, to know that confidence can be rebuilt, purpose
Mm,
can be rediscovered, and leadership does
mm,
not require perfection. For so long, I thought that I had to be perfect. I thought that everything had to be perfect. I was always trying to prove myself when I would go around other people in the workplace, in pageantry, and just in everything that I was doing.
mm-hmm,
And so,
mm-hmm,
but after my journey, after giving birth to my second son, Samson, and experiencing postpartum depression, then I realized that, the truth of the matter is that we are all becoming. And the goal is to have a mindset to know that, yes, I may be going through or growing, not just going, but
mm-hmm,
growing through some different things, but that does not define me. Yes, it didn't work out the first time. Yes, it didn't
mm-hmm,
work out
mm-hmm,
the time. They told me no on the job. They told me no over here. They told me no over there. But that's okay because everything I experienced,
mm-hmm.
learning something from it. And so my message is very simple. You are not broken. You are truly becoming. And for me, when I talk about maternal mental health, because Dr. J, that's so near and dear to my heart. Um,
Yeah.
I really want mothers to know that when you are supported, families are supported, and communities, you just become so much stronger, and you need that support system. And that's what the USA World Pageant Organization does for not just me, but for you as well and
Mm-hmm,
everyone
mm-hmm,
else. It aligns with that message as well, encouraging women to mainly show up fully,
mm-hmm,
share stories, and to rise together. And so that's the kind of leadership and legacy that I want to actually model. And it was really, several times when we had our calls prior to our competition in New Orleans, they kept, Akila and her team kept saying, this is not your traditional pageant. We actually want you to be yourself. We want to know who's going to represent our organization, and we want real women. We don't want any pageant patties. We want real women with real stories who want to make real impact. And that resonated deeply with me. And that's the message that I tell women on a day-to-day basis, or individuals who allow me on the sacred journey of healing with them as their mental health therapist.
mm-hmm.
Listen, it is so important for you to really be you. because you only get one ride at this. You remember,
Hmm.
like the young folks, they say, YOLO, you only live once. And so I'm reminded of that, that it is our goal to be our true, authentic selves so that we live not just our best life, but the life we were always meant to live.
Excellent. Love it. You know, as you're speaking, two things stood out to me that I need to make sure people understand.
Mhm.
One is you're a mental health therapist. I'm a mental health therapist. And I tell people that even the therapists need a therapist, meaning nobody is exempt from life's issues. So you share that even as a therapist, your journey, the postpartum journey, is your journey. The other thing that stood out for me was you spoke about confidence being able to be rebuilt. So
Oh, yeah.
that means that when we, people, you, people listening, watching, start questioning your confidence or you start questioning something about you, there is a way to work on it and we can rebuild it. So those are the two things I wanted to kind of piggyback on. Let's talk about growth. So when you look back at your experience in the USA World Pageant System, what are the most meaningful lessons you've learned about yourself? You've learned about service and you've learned about leadership. And how has that experience shaped the way you show up in the world today?
Ooh, that's a loaded question.
A very loaded
It's a
question.
great question, an excellent question. And so I think key is the experience has truly taught me that leadership begins with self-awareness. And that goes along with what we do on a day-to-day basis what I do on a day-to-day basis with social workers. I tell my students that, that I teach and educate that the greatest social worker knows his and her own strengths but
Mhm.
also knows his or her opportunities for improvement. And so I believe that it begins with self-awareness. And again, when I talk about that healing, I'm telling you, I was, and not to, and again, for those that are watching, as I share my story of surviving postpartum depression, please know that I am operating from a place of strength because what I thought was a weakness has turned out to be my greatest strength amongst anything that I've experienced in my life. And so I really truly believe that one of the things that, as we talk about growth, as we talk about legacy, it includes being vulnerable, that
Mhm.
vulnerability. It
Mhm.
includes asking for help. But most importantly, it includes choosing yourself. Because when
Mhm.
you choose you, you're able to show up as an asset versus a liability in every
Mhm.
single space that you enter into. And that is true. You want to serve as an asset in
Mhm.
at home, if you're a wife, even if you're or if you're a mother, or if you're an aunt, a sister, whatever the case may be, you want to show up as an asset first at home.
Mhm.
Want to show up as an asset on your job. And here's the message and the secret that many people that I know I teach and I share. I never encourage people to work harder on their jobs. Ooh, people don't like that. I
Preach.
I never tell people, please go work harder on your job. You should be doing this and you should be doing
Mhm.
that. You know why I never tell them that, Dr. J? Is
Why
because
is that?
if you work harder on yourself, choosing you, then naturally you become an asset, a great asset. In every space you show up in, you give 1,000%.
Mm.
You operate in the spirit of excellence. You operate with integrity and you do things in decency and in order. And that's what employers are looking for.
Mm.
Requires when you're an entrepreneur. That's what it requires as as you say, a beauty queen, right? So
Yes.
I always tell people work harder on yourself. And so for me, the USA World Pageant Organization has really allowed me to do that. What I truly believe is that being a servant leader is key for me. I've experienced some things, but being a servant leader is key for me. You have to have your heart right. It's your
Mhm.
heart. You have to have your heart right. You have to lead with empathy, purpose, and but most important, action. Action,
Mhm.
action. So Today, I always tell people be intentional. Be intentional about everything that you do. And so my goal in terms of legacy is to create a space for women, as your show is named, We Rise. But I want all of the people I come in contact with to rise. And that's part of our private practice. We want people to live a fulfilled life. That is the
Yes.
goal. As a matter of fact, Dr. J, that is the only and ultimate goal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that goal, that rise, in this sense, rise stands for the R is rejuvenate. We want to re-energize, rejuvenate people. The I is inspire. What we do as clinicians, we are inspiring people, while S, we are supporting them with whatever they're going through unconditionally. And we are ultimately enlightening. That's what the E stand for, people through education, like what we're doing now, and counseling, and just being a leader and a role model. That being said, my last question for you: what is your last message? That you want audience members to know about you? And how can we reach out to you? Where can we find you? What you doing?
A million things, 3.6 billion things, if I can be completely honest, wearing all the hats. And I mean all the hats. And so I do it mainly because if I can do it, then you can do it. And I'm speaking directly to you all. If I can do it, then you can do it. And so my final message really is, it is making sure you're knowing that we are all healing, right? And that healing is powerful, and mental health, especially when it comes to taking care of the day-to-day operations. You have to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And so through my work, including my Yes Ma'am with Dr. Tam, I'll continue to advocate for not only just women and families and children, but I advocate so that people can understand that it's important to reset, reclaim their confidence, and that's male and female. We primarily work with women, but there are some men who have lacked their confidence because of some of the stones and the bricks that were thrown their way. But that doesn't define you. And the goal is to step fully into who you have been called to be. I just truly believe that every single day, you should be striving to be better than you were the day before. That's it. You're not in competition with no one else. You're only in competition with me. I have this beautiful, what I like to call a beautiful tracksuit, and it says, it's me versus me, baby. It is me versus me. And to remember this, that even when you feel like you are not being supported in certain areas, or when people throw you to the wolves, do like I did. Come back with a fur coat on. With a fur coat on. Because the truth of the matter is that you are the best and you deserve the best in every single area of your life. You got greatness living on the inside of you. So why not go out and be great? And of course, Dr. J, they can find me on social media, like all of the things, right? And it's easy. It's Dr. Tamara P. Glover. That's it. That's all, folks. On Facebook, it's Tamara P. Glover. I have my official Mrs. USA International Global page. It starts out with Dr. Tamara P. Glover, and then it goes on to the Mrs. USA International Global, but it's all one, right? So please like and follow that page. I'm also on Instagram. I'm getting new to Instagram, if I can be completely honest, right? And so it is Dr. Tamara P. Glover on Instagram. And let me tell y'all the secret. I'm really famous on TikTok. So please come over.
You are. I saw that.
I tell people, I said, I'm really famous on TikTok. That's my inside joke, because if I keep speaking it, then soon. But yeah, on my Facebook, especially on all of my social medias, you get the real me. I know a lot of times people like to separate personal and professional, but the truth of the matter is when you bridge the two together, everybody gets the best of both. Everybody gets the best of both worlds. And it is time out for us trying to hide who we truly are just because other people or society says that we should be one way. No, I'm gonna walk in my true authentic, being true to who I am and being very authentic, because I wake up with me and I go to sleep with me, and I got one life to live, and I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off.
All right now. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Well, thank you so much for being our first guest. You set the bar. We got to rise to what we heard today. And what I love most is I'm going to see you next week in Arkansas at our Queen's trip. Looking forward. Viewers, I'm going to drop some other things at the bottom. You'll be able to reach out to Dr. Tam and you could reach out to Dr. J. We do have more interviews coming all the way. Every month we're coming up with something. So stay posted. Love you all. See you next time. Bye bye.